My lease agreement was coming to an end, and the owners of the home decided they wanted to sell the house after this lease, so I was forced to find a new place instead of renewing the lease like I'd planned on. It's unfortunate because they only gave me a month's notice, which is not a lot of time to find a new house. I worked full-time, which only made things harder. The first 2 weeks flew by, and I only had the next 2 weeks to find a house, pack, and move in. I was stressed out of my mind. With time running out, I just applied to 3 houses nearby without even touring them. 2 of them declined me, but I got accepted by the 3rd. From the pictures, it didn't look nearly as nice as the house I was staying at, but I did the best I could with the shitty situation I was given. I rented a U-Haul and got my stuff over as soon as possible. After getting all the boxes inside and all the furniture where it needed to be, I finally had a chance to look at the house. It was a lot worse than the pictures had shown. The walls had paint peeling, and everything just looked aged and outdated. The rent was cheap, but not enough to make up for the trashy condition of the place. I was too tired to take care of anything right away though, so I got my bed ready and crashed for a quick nap. I slept a lot longer than I wanted to, and woke up well rested around 9 p.m. I checked my phone and saw I had a text from the landlord. He just greeted me and told me to call him if I needed anything. It was already pretty late though, so my angry call was gonna have to wait until tomorrow. I closed my phone and went downstairs to make myself something to eat. Right when I turned the corner into the kitchen, I jumped back. A man was standing in the middle of the living room, looking right at me. "What the fuck?" I said under my breath, not sure what to do yet. It was really dark and I couldn't read his face. He was just kind of blank. "What are you doing here?" I said. The man turned around and walked out the front door in no hurry at all. My first instinct was to run up and lock the door. Then I called the landlord, but he didn't pick up. I looked out the windows to see if he was still around, but he seemed to have left for good. Calling the police crossed my mind, but I was just so confused by the whole interaction, I didn't even feel threatened really. I didn't see anyone outside for a while, so I left the windows and sat on the couch. I didn't have my TV set up yet, so I had nothing better to do than start packing. I went through 4 boxes and was working on the 5th when someone knocked on the door. I walked over cautiously and turned on the porch light, then called out, asking who was there. There was a long wait before they answered. "It's me, your landlord." I opened the door a bit and looked at him. He looked really similar to the man I'd just seen in my house, but I wasn't sure. "Hey, did you need something?" "I'm just here to make sure you settled in nicely," he said with a big smile, leaning his hand on the door. "Yeah, I was just about to go to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow," I said, pushing the door, but the man outside kept his hand on the door, not letting me close it. I stopped pushing for a moment, and the man smiled again. Then it all hit me at once, the fear and creepiness of the situation. I slammed my body into the door, closing it too quickly for him to react, then turned the bolt lock. I heard the door handle turn, and the man outside bash against it. There was another long wait before the man sprinted away from the porch. I called the police, then got my car keys and put them in my pocket to prepare for a quick escape if I needed to. I waited for a couple minutes, still just standing by the front door, before I heard leaves crunching around the house. They went to the back door and stopped. I walked up a bit and peered around the corner, and right in front of the back door was that same man, standing outside with a hammer in his hand. I took this chance to run for my car. I opened the front door and ran to my car in the driveway. I got in and locked the doors, then backed out. I saw the man on the side of my house watching me as I drove away. The man was gone when the police got there. They did a whole investigation, and during it, I met the landlord in person. He was not the man I saw at my door, but he did look oddly similar. He even talked in a very similar way. It made me wonder if he had a brother or something. I don't know. It could also be a creepy neighbor or a homeless person. Either way, I never encountered the man again. But once my lease was up, I moved out and never looked back.